Everybody, this is Anthony from Airsoft, and I got my battle buddies
Matthew
and Biggs.
This is Ask Amp episode 27. Yeah, first time I've gotten it right in like at least 15 of them.
You got it right last time.
That was because you told me it like 30 seconds before. Anyways, this is a question and answer show. You ask your questions down below in the doobly-doo when we post this video, or on Facebook where we post it as well. Question and answer, we take all your questions, answer them as honestly as we can, and we just kind of roll with it. That's what we do. You kind of get to see us being us for a minute. Oh, real sugar Pepsis are so good.
Going down the rabbit hole. Spartan Airsoft Ben. If I flat hopped and at one adjustment, 1/3 hop, the BB will drop, but at another adjustment that is a small amount higher, roughly 4/9 hop.
I'm glad he measured that.
Oh, sorry, it hurts my head. The BB goes up a lot. Is something wrong? I try to make it fly straight, but all I can get is high at first, but leveling out soon or just dropping. Should I go back to normal hop? Is it also hard to shoot for a half an hour? It is also hard to shoot for a half an hour to adjust perfectly out in the Minnesota cold. There's your problem right there, dude. Your hop up was cold.
It's cold.
I was like, this entire time I'm reading, I'm like, is it cold? Basically, your hop up bucking is cold. It needs to warm up to actually perform at the level, the way it's supposed to be. The rubber's too hard.
That, and the thing with flat hop, let's say you did it completely correct. We're just going to assume that. We're not going to say you didn't.
Yeah.
Let's say that it's completely correct. It only takes like a tiny little skosh of adjustment to get it from going straight up into the ceiling or straight or down at your feet. Yeah. Like it takes the huge adjustments that you used to have to do, and literally you only have to do like microscopic little adjustments now. So I mean it's just really sensitive. So that's probably why you're having problems. What do we got here? DeWinther with a 3.
Oh.
Okay, at about 20:05 in the video, you talk about a Polar Star carrying its momentum better than an AEG. Yes, I did. Assume you're talking about a heavier BB also, because if the velocity right outside the barrel is 350 FPS and 250 FPS 10 meters out, then it will be the same as an AEG with the same weight BB, of course. The figures are just examples. Well, technically, like, the problem with that is that an AEG and a Polar Star function differently. So here's the thing, like, an AEG uses air that it sucks in and pushes out. A Polar Star, an SMP, a Tippmann, a Daytona gun, the V12. They all dump air directly behind the BB, and because of the mechanical principles of how they fire, the BB is continuously accelerating out the barrel. So even though it might leave with the same muzzle velocity, that acceleration is still continuing past the barrel. So it has a principle called joule creep, where it gains more power. So it's just a different principle of physics. So like if you were in physics 1, that would make sense. You know, it's the same exit velocity. They would be the same. But if you go to physics 2, you'll learn about joule creep and stuff like that, and then that's where the HPA guns start getting a bad rap, because they hit a little harder.
They carry their force better.
That makes they can hop heavier BBs too.
Hear that at CQB fields all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone running a lower FPS still feels worse, especially when my spring shotgun hurts more than you guys running HPA.
Yeah,
that thing does hurt.
That's just because it's putting 3 BBs like right here. So like when you get hit with that,
it's not nice.
It's not nice.
Biggs isn't nice.
Biggs
I don't like him.
Biggs is a douche.
That's why Anthony has to sit in between us. Oh, you dick!
Back it up.
I hope your hand's clean.
I pooped earlier.
Okay.
Pronunciation.
Pronounce.
Nuclear airsofters. Dear Amp, did you
wonder if the
research...
kid's going to say have downs again this
He's
week.
trying, and you talk over him. And yes, he responded if you pull it.
Oh, no.
Dear Amp, did you research Alon Airsoft?
Balin, I think.
Balin?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If so, what do you think of it? It is not a Chinese copy of the Daytona gun because you pay in euros and use the original blowback.
That doesn't mean anything. I can buy
That solves it.
a Cyma AK from a European shop and pay in euros. It's still a Cyma AK.
It uses the original blowback, unlike the Daytona gun. The Alon Airsoft drop-in kit, you don't have to remove the internals from the gun.
Well, we looked it up, and what it is it's like...
Basically, HPA taps a regular mag.
Not even that. So what it does is...
It doesn't even tap.
No, it doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
So like easiest explanation would be for the Scar, because that was the easiest one for him to show the install on his YouTube channel. So like what it does is it goes in the mag well, and then it runs a tube through the body of the gun and then out the pistol grip, because the Scar has a little bit more room than an M4. So then it makes a block that the M4 mag will catch in. So regular AEG mag will catch in and feed up through a feed tube. And then that block also has an air routing through it that you hook up to an HPA source, and that hits where the gas would be injected into the bolt system of a gas blowback. So then it cycles all of the gas blowback parts in the gun. But he was running it, like green gas is only at like 120 PSI. He was running that thing at like 200 and 300 PSI. And I'm just like, I don't think it's going to work very long. Like,
It don't hurt.
unless he's using the CO2 version, because it was all Wii guns. So some Wii guns have CO2 versions. Like I could have been using those, I guess.
Yeah, it only had a very limited amount of guns it could fit in. Even.
Yeah, it was only Wii guns. Like the Wii.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. I've always wanted a system like that.
It was a cool idea.
No bolt catch though.
Oh yeah, because it's not using
the
proper mag well.
Exactly. So no bolt catch. So basically, it's like a Tippmann then. To be honest with you, it would be functioning like a Tippmann
Without the buffer spring noise.
Mikkel Thodberg Jensen. Not an airsoft related question, but I need an answer. Now, I'm not a big fan of hashtags. In fact, I rather despise them.
I agree.
I agree with you.
It's abysmal.
I shouldn't have said that because it's going to get 10 times worse. But answer me this. If we got hashtag banana pants and hashtag cream filled banana, you can see where this is going, then why is hashtag cream filled banana pants not a thing yet? Keep up the good work.
Because that's up to our audience, not us. That's up to you guys.
Let's go.
Cream-filled banana pants. That sounds like...
Most heinous.
Uncomfortable.
That sounds like a personal problem.
It's uncomfortable.
Oh, it's Glitch, because I'm not going to butcher his name anymore.
Did you just make that up?
No, he said it like a while ago. He's like,
Oh,
you could just
Glitch?
You could just call me Glitch. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it.
Whatever works.
Describe your ultimate tactical badassery squad wreckage you would love to execute an event. Hashtag 360 no scope 420 blaze it. Hashtag oper hater and hashtag soft flex. Okay. Wait. We did pretty well at Shelby, jumping all those trucks full of dudes.
No, remember it didn't happen because nobody.
It didn't happen because no one's camera was running. Never mind, I'm lying. I'm just gonna shut up. We do nothing cool ever.
When we do, the cameras are broken or not running.
I think mine was running, but it had gotten shot.
I think, yeah, probably. Whoops.
$500. Gone.
Damn.
Warranties.
Yeah, I got it back for a warranty though. Just lie to GoPro. If you want. What? Okay, so let's think of it like this. What's your best moment of operating? We'll take the question like that. So at least we give him like a real answer. Like a moment where you were like shitting on dudes.
The most recent, well, honestly, I thought it was Shelby. Once nighttime hit, especially for only one dude having nods, our entire squad at Camp Shelby, I thought we did really well. We were wrecking dudes repeatedly.
Next time I'm gonna start making predator noises in the bushes.
Yeah.
Like,
That was fun.
candy. Like,
yeah, that video, actually, the nighttime game footage should be coming out pretty soon, so yeah, check that out.
that was pretty
We
hilarious.
just threw a lot of pyro back and forth. It was fun.
We blew our own people up at least once.
Oh, a couple times.
I just stood there and was like, oh.
Our one buddy, Sexy Doug, who follows us, he thought I was a bad guy in a room, but I had already been shot. So he just reaches around the doorway and plants a P-nade on my plate carrier. It blows up in my chest.
Was that the video clip you were editing earlier?
Yeah, he was like,
it'll be in that.
his face, he's like, and then he tried to run.
I ran away like a bitch.
Best moment of operations. Back with all my old bros. when we went to a Blind Fury, because it seems like every time we go to a Blind Fury, there's just dozens of people who die.
Yeah, it's attrition.
It's a war of attrition, and it was the very first one we ever went to, and we were told to go out into the woods at the like the bullpen or whatever they called that one little spot. Basically, is where they put the cows. It's full of shit everywhere. And
There's a bowl in there.
Yeah, and there's like trees and shit in it, and like we were told to go in, and then as soon as we got in, we didn't have a radio to talk to command, so like command called everybody who went in with us out, and we didn't get the memo, so we were just sitting there in this like circle of logs, and like the entire tan team came at us, and it was just like 8 of us, and we were just like, I'm running out of mags. Like we were shooting at so many people. I burned personally 15 mags in that hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like in that, I was just running through guns. And we somehow won. Like they came, like they all. I felt like every single one of them was coming at us. And then we watched a video from another team's perspective that was on the other side of that, and they were like, there must be like dozens of them down there. There's really literally only 8 of us just hiding in like a little log fort shooting out of it. they refused to come down. They were on the hill and shooting down at us, and they refused to come down at us because we were shooting so many rounds at them. That was my best moment ever of operating. How about you, Biggs?
Well, you talking about Blind Fury reminds me of one. So individually, when I was operating by myself, probably the most fun I had was, it's in one of our videos, Red Storm, whenever I'm standing behind one of the double doors.
Oh, that shit was awesome.
And I have like 10 people rush me. They eventually get me, but I held them back for a while. But other than that,
funny. It was so funny.
one, because I think he said as a squad, the best one where I was with other people, Anthony was driving the Humvee, and while we were in a 3-vehicle
Also awesome.
convoy in Blind Fury, came out through the back by the railroad tracks and just swarmed the airfield, I think is what that area's called.
Yeah.
I was sitting there screaming I was yelling Ride of the Valkyries out as I was driving. I was like, dun 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 dun, and I was just like, we like had the 3 trucks, and like, we were in the middle. There was a truck that had a gun that only shot backwards, and then there was the Twinkie truck that had the turret. Mm-hmm. We were in the middle, and we were loaded with people. We had like 15 or 20 people in that Humvee.
Yeah, I was riding in the back, and it was just
and
awesome.
like we rolled onto the railroad tracks, and then we dropped down off the railroad tracks onto the field, and then we all like instantly all spread out, and we just swarmed, and like dudes jumped out, and then like they had Adam in the turret, and this dude was in the middle of the field and saw us and tried to run, and I chased him with the Humvee, and Adam's just trying to shoot him the whole time he's running across the field.
Yeah, that was awesome. I jumped out and bailed with the people, and we're just healing the few people that got hit, and we just kept moving.
It was just a swarm. It was awesome. That was the one where you guys had to carry all the shit out of the woods by yourselves.
I forgot about that.
They told me I couldn't help you, so I was like, all right, later. I just drove away.
That was fun.
Go, Biggs. What do we got? Oh, man.
Alex Hardison. They amped love your vids. I have an Elite Force 4 CRL. I'm making a Mark 18. I put in a 300 millimeter 603 Prometheus EG barrel and a Prometheus purple bucking and nub. What is the best top-up unit to use with that setup besides the Pro-Win I got, but didn't fit when I tried it to put the upper and lower on? So other than a Pro-Win.
It was in an Elite Force?
Yeah, an Elite Force.
It shouldn't have a Pro-Win fitment issue, should it?
No, it shouldn't.
That sounds like something else isn't aligned.
Too many O-rings or something.
Maybe he changed out his outer barrel for something else.
Sure.
If he changed his outer barrel out.
Yeah, check for any sort of problems in your outer barrel. There's a very rare chance your inner barrel could be slightly bent. That could do it.
The hop-up doesn't fit into the collar.
Make sure your C-clamp is sitting flush on the Pro-Win or whatever hop-up you use. Sometimes people don't set that in properly, and that sticks out just enough to jam the barrel. I don't know what else.
But you might just have to shave down the head of the Pro-Win a little bit to get it to
that
maybe.
sometimes.
Very rare, but that sometimes does happen.
I feel like
to be honest with you,
pretty easy to
the
fit.
Elite Force is a VFC.
Yeah.
And I have almost never ever seen problems with the Pro-Win going into VFC bodies.
No, not at all.
But sometimes stuff does happen. If you want something that works very, very similar to a Pro and hop-up, you could just get the brand new stock replacement VFC hop-ups that have a rotary dial on them.
They're not bad.
I prefer anything that has the rotary dial versus the little cogs on the side, because the ones on the cogs on the side, they back off. Because the
So
gears and
bad.
all that stuff go in the same direction as the power that's being emitted by your gearbox or your HPA engine. And so the BB's leaving and hitting against everything literally just makes the wheels rotate. So if it goes the other way, it's like this goes this way and then this goes this way, it doesn't back off then.
And there's less play in it because it's not a gear that turns another gear that then adjusts it.
It's held in with
An O-ring.
an O-ring, and it stays where it's
the
supposed
part
to.
that moves the arm.
And the only, that or the, if you can get a hold of the Crytek one that actually has clickable adjustments, and that locks it
That
in
should
also.
fit in a VFC too, I feel.
Yeah, I would assume that's
So the VFC
1-to-1.
replacement rotary style one or the Crytek one, those are both plastic.
Yeah.
So if they don't fit, you can just take a file to it and shove it in there. Like,
Yeah.
should be fine.
Be gentle. Don't ram it in there.
Like that.
Or if you really like the
You got to
Pro
show
one,
it authority.
Or if you really like the Pro one, you try and modify
Yeah, you can
it a
mod
little bit.
the Pro in. I've never seen that though with a VFC body.
Yeah, it's very rare you have to mod it. It's almost always some other
Like I said,
issue.
If he got it as a barrel build from us assembled, it comes with all of the O-rings on it, and maybe you just need to take some of those off. That's also an option.
I don't know. We don't have enough information.
Yeah,
really.
you need the gun here to actually
Do it.
see what's
Read a
doing.
question. Go! Go!
SSO Georgia. Greetings from Texas. Already confused. Been watching your channel ever since Irene 12.
The last one.
I don't understand Roman numerals. And I think I may recognize myself in the corresponding Ask Amped episode, part 1. Sorry. Did that actually ruin the camera? Also, any other stories of equipment being in the line of fire? Love the series, by the way. Don't change a thing. Thank you. No, that I was just trolling people. It did not break the camera. It only
We're actually recording on this camera right now.
It only broke the UV filter, which is like a $70 piece of glass to help protect the lens. It did its job. So now our old tech, single T Matt, he made me a nice Lexan filter, so now it's almost bulletproof.
Well, baby proof.
Yeah. Past that, yes, we've had almost every contour in the shop had the lens blown out.
We've had
once.
at least 7 contours get shot out.
This guy had a GoPro get the LCD blown out.
I had my GoPro got blasted through the case and the LCD broke on it.
Again, PSA.
Black
the blackout
case,
GoPro case.
Not as strong as the clear one. The blackout. If you're gonna do that, put a piece of Lexan over the screen area, because if it takes a hit, it's gonna blow your screen
What else
out.
have we lost? Plenty of EOTechs and sights have been shot out. Flashlights.
Yeah.
Flashlights.
My everyday light got the lens blown out of it.
Aw. Is there no glass in that?
It collects lint like nobody's business.
I mean, yeah. Even
buckles for pouches all over the place.
First game, I got my brand new 6094 in the LBT radio pouch. Took it to a game. The buckle got blown right in the middle. There's a big chip taken.
My
right
Eagle
out of
and
it.
Bitter pouch. My Eagle and
I
Bitter pouch
operated immediately.
at the first Revelations we went to. Kid shot me from like me to Biggs away, and he blew my buckle out. And I was like, I wasn't even mad that I got shot. I just stood there and I was like, you douchebag! Like seriously, you broke my buckle.
What?
Like I don't even care.
Past that, I don't. There's never really.
He was like,
been...
I'm gonna loot you. I'm like, no, you broke my buckle. Fuck you.
Well, ever since I got my Wasatch, it has those 2 giant buckles right here, and
I want to shoot those out.
one already got chipped, and
Aw.
I'm making a Kydex cover for it. It's stupid,
Paranoia.
but
Past that,
without those buckles, it's useless.
yeah, I've never really had any gear failures. I always get stuff I know is not gonna fail on me immediately,
I always get stuff I think is not gonna fail.
or like Surefire that
Then
has
it
a
does.
warranty. Get
Then
stuff
it
that has a
does.
warranty.
Yeah, that works.
Get the Gucci
I
gear.
had a Chinese backpack that the straps just disintegrated at Red Storm.
That's not.
I remember that.
What?
It just
Like
the whole
really
thing just went.
vaporized?
The whole thing just went and just like fell apart. We were just like, "Aw, poor Megs."
My buddy Vito at Irene a couple years ago, his Banshee, the cummerbund gave out, just fell apart. So we're taking a building. All of a sudden, his cummerbund's flailing behind him. It's connected in the front, but the back blew out.
all the shot cord just came undone.
Yeah, it just untied, and so he's got this thing flailing around behind him. That was fun.
I broke a lot of stuff in the army. But that's a whole other level of just.
Someone will ask.
Some-
Save it for next time.
I'll give one. I'll give you one later. If someone asks, I'll give them one because.
I like the ACOG one.
Yeah, that one just made me cry. That was very sad because I was like one of the only people that got one, and then they were like, "Never again." I was like, oh, fuck. Ohio Airsoft. How come it's bad to paint a hurricane receiver? I was confused about it in the bloopers vid. Also, can you give me some more info on it? Lastly, what are your thoughts on the American PTW? I want to know your wisdom. Love the show and all you guys. I agree with the one guy saying in I'm a proud amp shop. Okay, well, I mean, that was grammatically incorrect, but I love you anyways.
Thank you for being an awesome
Thank you
shopper.
for being awesome. I appreciate it. All right, so why is it bad to paint a hurricane receiver? Well, they were one of the first metal bodies you could buy on the market. They're very, very hard to find, and they're typically very, very expensive and very, very rare. And then you spray paint all over it.
So? It's mine. I'm never selling it.
See? Well, that's fine.
That bad boy's Colt traded and everything.
Yeah, you spray painted right over the Colt trades and everything.
Yeah, that was...
Which is what people die for nowadays, are trademarked receivers. And this is, you just fucking
Besides
spray paint all
I
over it.
believe it was the Systemo ones I wanted to get back in the day when I had my TM, still plastic receiver. Those were, I could never get one of those, and I saw the Hurricanes, and I snagged one of those up, and now they just, like, they don't even exist anymore, do they?
Not really, no.
Up until that, I'd never heard of anything Hurricane other than the Shrek kit.
Yeah, they didn't make
They
too
did
much
everything,
yet.
dude. 416 kits. Their 416 external kit when no one...
Yep.
That was when the 416
No
had
one
first
knew
been,
what it was.
had like first started existing, and they built the first 416 external kit, and it was $800 for the full, like the rail and the body. And the like parts kit for the receiver is $800.
I think that receiver was at least $250 new.
Yeah,
probably.
And you spray painted it.
A receiver that costs more than most guns.
Most
these days.
guns, and you just fuck them trademarks. I don't need them.
No, they stand out better now.
It says much wow in Sharpie marker on the side of it.
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
What are my thoughts on the American PTW? I've never played with one yet. I'll say this. I played with other PTWs. I like how they function, but the older models are not quite as reliable as I would want something that costs that much to be. And I know a lot of guys that will say, well, once you do this, and send it to this guy to do this and this, it's reliable as hell. To which I reply, it costs $1,500.
Plus probably almost another whatever to get all that done.
Let's say 12. Let's say it costs 12. Like you can find it for a pretty at a retail place. You can find it for like a pretty decent deal for around $1,200. Like the thing should shoot like a laser beam and never break for $1,200 because that costs as much as a real AR-15.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say about it. Now, the new one, the American one, has a lot of really sweet warranties on it, which I love the idea of, just because, like, you know, they need maintenance on them because they kind of are it's kind of like a racehorse, like it just runs really hard and then gets sent to the glue factory. And so you guys, it's good to have a warranty so you can send it back and get it fixed. But I've never shot one of the new ones. I've shot a lot of the old ones, though. What are your thoughts on a PTW?
At Grayling whenever it was September, in Michigan, Z-Shot was there. They had one of the test models. It was, I loved it. It was very solid feeling. You know, it was just like any of the old PTWs. I think they were running like a 14.8 in it, no problem. It was just a solid, simple rifle. Wallace from Z-Shot, I
like Wallace.
Brought all these guns, and then he would, like, dudes would come up like, oh, my gun's broken. He would take their license, and then they could just take the gun. So he gave some dude at Grayling got to run
American
the test American PTW with, like, 6 mags and whatever. And all Wallace does, like, he holds your license, and he'll just ask for feedback. So that guy was lucky. Try and find him. I don't know. Past that, yeah, it's. I don't. Besides the warranty, I don't know what else is really different. But price point is such a killer.
I don't hate them.
Such a killer.
It's
such a killer.
I just don't.
I know they're coming with a lot of swaggy pre-built guns.
Yeah.
A lot of night stuff and.
They got that.
What about that Rainier arms?
The skeleton receiver.
Yeah, the Rainier arms, like skeleton receiver looks fucking.
That thing's dirty looking.
P-mags for them.
Yeah, like they're like CNC machining PMags out, like real ones, to make them into PWA.
Yeah, they're just doing drop-in guts for them.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool.
I've
You got
never,
the money.
I've never
and-
shot one. I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. I'm just going to tell you that I don't have much experience with it other than the older ones, and the older ones I wasn't impressed with. So
Got the tiny one.
Aw.
Nuclear airsofters again.
Huh?
Dear Amped, do you think it's safe to go to a pickup game hosted by someone that you don't know that you found on a forum?
well, first of all, check Megan's list. Megan's list. make sure.
Megan's list.
Yeah,
What?
I do that because that's what Robbie always calls it. Calls it
Okay.
Megan's list. Check Megan's list to make sure they're not pedophiles and rapists, and then if not, you're good.
I mean, that's
You
how
got to go out and meet people.
That's how communities are.
That's how
started.
communities start. You got to
Yeah,
go
that's
out and
how-
meet people.
That's how teams and fields and everything get started. So
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to go meet some people. Like, I mean, eventually.
In general, you can get a feel for some people on a forum too.
yeah, if they're on there, unless it's like the first time they're doing anything, there should be other people on there that have met them. So see if you can find them, ask them.
What's the worst that can happen?
You die.
Loaded question.
That won't happen. Disclaimer: that doesn't mean anything legally. You can't hold me on that.
Or
one.
will it?
Oh, you'll love this one, Anthony.
Oh, no.
RK Risky.
Shuri.
That should be Shire.
Like the Hobbit.
That's Shire.
He's been
Shirey
floating around our
games.
videos forever,
I know.
dude.
I've never pulled one.
Oh.
How do you guys feel about functional bolt catch for polar stars? Not like the VFC where it lets the bolt fall a wimpy 3 millimeters. I'm talking about have your gun stop firing at 30, 120, whatever size mags, then having to press a button to continue shooting, because I may or may not be making an inline system that may or not be for sale at some point. Thoughts? Well, nice sneak on a plug there.
I actually discussed that exact same thing months ago. Like, literally the
That's
exact...
come up at least 2 or 3 in the past videos. I
yeah.
liked your solve for it was to set a shot limiter on the FCU,
That's what I said to do.
and then
Then it
run.
And then
what
you
was
just
it,
make a
run-
button. You just
yeah.
make a button, and then you just run a button out to where, or you build a button into the side of the fusion engine, and then when it hits the last round for that shot,
Mhm.
you drop a mag, put a new mag in, and you hit the bolt release, and that hits the button.
Mhm.
Or you can put another button where the charging handle is. So when you pull the charging handle, it hits a button there, and then it resumes fire, resumes function,
That's
just
what-
like the PTW actually.
That's one of my favorite features of my RM4 is the reloads. So
Mhm.
that would be
Yeah.
awesome on a polar star.
It would be.
Yeah, that'd be.
That was
Fun
what
to do.
I said that. I said that a couple months ago. That was something that. It sounds exactly like my idea, but to be honest with you, I'm not gonna make it. So.
But yeah, if you're
You
if
do it,
you're
go for it,
tinkering
man.
with something and trying something, go for it.
We'll try it for you.
Yeah, I'll break it.
Yeah,
No
well,
problem.
if you send us a free one, we'll break it for you and see if give you a report on it.
AFK Gaming. 2 things. All right, hold on, guys. He's got 2 things. All right, 2 things. 1,
2 things.
do some more gear videos, some of your personal gear, and try to find something that is way out there, like running around in a tactical loadout. We're doing it eventually. It's a time thing. 2, last video you guys mentioned father-son teams. A few weeks ago, I managed to get my dad out to a game. The moment we got home, he asked me to pull up the main Airsoft website I use. He is now looking into getting a $100 entry gun. Before I let him buy anything, I'm going to take him to Amp first. Aw, I love you. Thank you for helping me pay my bills.
You probably stocked in by this point.
Yeah, probably. This is like a couple weeks ago, I think, by now. Love the videos, and remember to mess up for the lulz. Well, we don't mess up for the lulz. We mess up because we're unprofessional.
The spaghetti is undercooked right now.
The marinara is just everywhere. I just get him a combat machine.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, get him a combat machine. M4 mags. It's easy to find gear that carries M4 mags.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never picked up a combat machine and felt outgunned completely by it. They're rental guns at every field ever. So
Yeah, they're like fleet guns.
they're like
It's, you know.
it's like the F-150 of
Mhm.
of like airsoft guns. They're everywhere. Like
Yeah.
you can, that's what I would say to
And
Dan.
after time, just throw a barrel build in it. You're good to go.
Do some crazy
Yes.
external modifications to it.
We do have some gear videos planned. We actually have a very fun one for our opening. We're gonna wait till he gets back from school to say any more about that one.
Oh, your
Yeah,
gobbledygook.
yeah, go for it, Biggs.
I was wondering who
We
you were
got to
talking
do one
about.
on yours,
Yeah,
Mr. Custom Dangler.
Jimmy Dangle.
Biggs makes all his custom gear.
That's just because I don't want to pay for it.
Exactly.
No.
Andrew Dompierre.
Sure.
Hey guys, love the show.
Thank you.
Finally got my Pro Win installed into my G&G SR25 with Rudy's nozzle spacer.
Rudy's good for shit like that. Yeah.
And it works like a dream. Awesome.
Good.
It puts the hop up in line with the mags and the mag well, and there's no feeding issues. There's a great air seal between the gearbox and the Pro Win. Saffron was looking for a follow-up on this, so yes, it works well. Keep up the good work. Hashtag OFP. Hashtag DMRs.
Good. Oh, that was a statement, but yeah, I'm glad your shit works. I love Rudy. Rudy and I came up with a design to make the Aries SR25 be able to take a air stock, because the air stock is made to fit on M4 receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So him and I came up with a design, and then, well, basically I came up with the idea, and then he's the mechanical guy, and he actually built it.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty sweet.
I just wish somebody would make those things like more rock solid. They just always feel so flimsy to me.
What, the air stock?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's died yet, so I think we're still good.
That's what I mean. I think the only part of it is it's where the tank thread's going. You can't like crank on those or anything. I feel like that's where it is. Maybe a little bit of looseness. I don't know.
Well, it's just gonna turn your gun into a rocket ship.
Yeah, just pointed at somebody.
Not that that's ever happened.
Advanced Airsoft Honolulu. That Alien Airsoft question was a little misleading. It's not a gun, but a conversion of sorts. It's like the top of a gas blowback mag with a line stuck into it. Other things he makes is converted HPA tap gas blowback high cap mag.
He literally said exactly what I just said only weeks ago.
I think he was probably responding to that
Yeah,
kid.
probably, actually.
So he beat you to the punch, technically.
Technically true.
Tommy Oliver, is it possible to put the Falcon V12 HPA system into the Tavor TAR 20? No.
No.
And what would be involved? No.
No.
Price, etc. Oh, he actually spelled etc. Points on that one.
Bonus.
But no.
No.
Blah, 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 so forth. Advance. Love the show. Well, thank you. Yeah, Vulcan is not
Well, I think
much more past M4 compatible,
Well,
really.
when Rudy did that 3-part video, I think he specified.
Did he tear one down?
Well, I think he said it's. I can't. I might be mistaken for what he said about the Mancraft 2, but it was not only a V2, but it was an M4 V2.
I love the dude who did the video right before Rudy did the Mancraft.
Of the
He's
Mancraft?
Like, well, I bought this fucking thing, so I better use it.
He's like, well, I bought this fucking thing, so whatever. Like, that was his entire attitude about it. He's like,
oh, I spent money on it.
Whatever.
They won't message me back.
It's called Mancraft.
It's from France, right?
I guess, yeah.
I think so.
Jaffa Cakes. Hello there. First, I'd like to tell you guys that I really like the straightforward way you guys approach Airsoft, even as guys who want to sell stuff. Well, thank you, sir. Smiley face.
He's on to us. Shit.
Question. While I don't think you guys have a great deal of experience in the gas sniper area, I'm building an air rig for a Tanaka type M24. CO2 or HPA and why?
Ooh.
I will get to that. I understand CO2 doesn't like rapid shots, but just how rapid is rapid? Is there an equation I could plug numbers into? What advances in HPA from P-Star, etc. would benefit a bolt sniper air rig like mine? And finally, I understand HPA may react unfavorably with the remaining propane I have in my magazines. Clips. Previous, yeah.
Oh, okay.
How can I clean my mags? First of all, we'll go with how to clean your mags. Clean your mags. Make sure you've depressurized them about as much as possible. Just take them down. Open up.
There should be a couple. My knowledge from tapping some mags. There should be a couple thin pins that you should be able to push out, and then there should be a plate with a gasket on it.
And then just
you take it out and wash it if you want to. Or whatever.
pull all the silicone oil and stuff out. Wash it all off. So yeah, do that. Let's see here. So we'll go from the start. CO2 or HPA? I would go HPA, and the reason I would go with HPA is there's a couple. First of all, CO2 is very dirty, and when I say dirty, I don't mean like it's like got. What it is it's a dirty gas. The way they have to package it and pressurize it and stuff, it has some particulates in it and stuff like that. And so what it'll do is you're going to be dirtying up your system. Think of it kind of like on a much more minute scale. But think of it like carbon from firing rounds through a real rifle. Mm-hmm. Like, it's going to have a buildup of detritus in your stuff. High pressure air is literally just that, high pressure air. And then the second part to that is that CO2 is more dependent on outside temperature. So when you go into the cold climates and stuff like that, CO2 is going to perform abysmal compared to HPA. HPA will not change hardly at all based on temperature. That's why guys with Polar Stars and SMPs and stuff like that and HPA guns and Daytona guns, we run in the cold just fine, unlike gas blowback guns, because HPA is not really affected as much by the cold, like hardly at all. So that's another reason. And then finally, the last reason is that if it's a green gas sniper rifle, it's made to run at only like 120 psi right about, because that's about where green gas kind of lives. It's somewhere between 90 and 120. So you're going to have to run a regulator anyways. So you can't really regulate CO2 pressure very well unless you have the right equipment. And if you have the right equipment, you're taking 900 psi and running it down to 120, whereas you can get an SLP tank and an SLP regulator, which is much more robust, and go from 300 psi down to 120 a lot easier, and you won't have any cooldown effect from rapid fire. So think of it like a semi-auto paintball gun. Just because you're not shooting full auto, a semi-auto paintball gun, all the parts inside start to freeze up and get cold as you fire it. So, what do you got to say about HPA Biggs? HPA stuff for Biggs, actually, HPA.
I've always wanted to do an HPA bolt action. I thought it would be cool. Probably wouldn't get to use it very much, but it would always be awesome. I like doing HPA on things that aren't naturally an HPA system, which is why I did a pistol and wanted to do a shotgun.
Pistol.
Yeah. I saw a couple other people working on that too.
I think the thing is that it's more consistent shot to shot than CO2 as well. So I mean, literally, it's just
CO2. You know, they're known for like the first round, like coming out insanely hot, and then it just bleeds down.
And then as you hold it, it's gonna that pressure is gonna build inside the gun too. And it's always first shot after a while is gonna be hot.
At least in this area, I know of a bunch of places
warm.
that you can get HPA tanks filled, and less places where you can get CO2 filled. So
that's true too. Depends on where you live. Answer question, Biggs.
Okay.
Under pressure.
Yeah, boy.
Long name. I wish my username was better.
Aww.
Clever.
I got you on that one.
Thanks for answering my last question. What regulator would you recommend for a Tippmann M4? I'm trying to decide between a Ninja Pro V2 and a Ninja Pro V2 SHP set to 950 psi. Another option, or any other options or considerations should I look at? Well,
he's talking about a regulator as in a tank head.
I was gonna say, you don't need a regulator for the Tippmann.
I don't think the Tippmann will handle an SHP.
I don't think so either.
Because it maxes at 8, doesn't it?
Well, CO2 runs at 9, and it runs off of CO2.
I thought the SHPs were 1100.
It's 1100 to like, and then there's a really high SHP. There's 3000
output.
That's unnecessary.
It's for filling other tanks.
Yeah, it's not even called SHP. It's called a 3000 PSI output. But I would just go with the Ninja Pro V2.
Just regular one.
I think the SHPs are going to be too much pressure for it.
And they're going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Just get the regular one, it'll be fine. Because it'll run at 800 PSI, which is what a standard tank runs at.
Yeah. I think it's recommended for 8 to 900. I think it said in the manual for the Tippmann. So
800's direct paintball tank HPA, and then 900 is CO2.
Yeah.
So
especially with it being a polymer body, I wouldn't want to go over that.
It's aluminum.
It is?
Yeah.
I thought it was polymer. Because the hop-ups. Okay.
Aluminum.
I guess I'm wrong.
It's forged. It's not machined.
Yeah.
It's forged. So like they take
it's the
metal.
texture.
You can see like the seams and
you
stuff.
can see seams and stuff. So they take metal, melt it into a mold, and then pull it out.
Okay.
That's how they do it.
It's the texture on the outside that fooled me.
It feels something. Yeah, I feel it can feel
like
plastic.
right here. Doesn't feel like too much metally, but like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Over here, metal. So I just it's weird.
Yeah. Stay away from SHP.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah, just get the standard Ninja remote line, really.
All right. Are we gonna send it over to Tom?
Yeah.
We had TooTall Thom here this last weekend. He answered a couple questions because he wanted to be on the show, but then he came during a gap between the shows. So we let him answer a few questions. So we're gonna cut to that real quick.
Hey guys, Saffron from Airsoft. I'm here with my battle buddy,
TooTall.
And we're here to answer a few special edition questions for Tom's visit. He has flown out here to assemble this wonderful amazing gun you see in front of us with this crazy optic, if you can guess what that is. Without further ado, Tom, let's get to the questions. They are hungry for answers.
They are. We have David Merrick, hashtag AAG Strong. Yeah, no.
Uh-oh. We'll pull another one for that. Dave's a regular if we like him.
Dave's good. Yeah. Jason Bolanos, will Wolverine be coming out with new nozzles to increase FPS? No, the Wolverine does not actually work on nozzle changes, much like the Polar Star. You can actually adjust it through your regulator. That's how the pressure works. That's how Rich Lort from Wolverine went ahead and designed the system. So no, if you are looking to increase your FPS, Type 4 barrels, the 6.02 Fox bore barrels are great with the SMPs, and I would highly recommend those.
Yeah,
in your guns.
The Fox barrels work, even the Prometheus, Sistema. If you want to go that way, there's a number of options. Tom's been doing a lot of testing and has really come out to say that the Fox barrels are really, really nice. A lot of people are skeptical of anything new on the market. Definitely give them a look, and the price point on them is definitely
A win.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely budget friendly.
So.
I like them.
Yeah, that's good. I like it
Next.
too. The Banana Man, 2015 confirmed. Serpa screws rating, negative ass cheek, nothing dash stew. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say to that. I just don't even know.
What? Go to the hardware store. Confirms Serpa screws rating negative as cheek nothing. Ass cheek nothing. I'm confused.
2015 free stew. Let's
Okay.
go to the next question.
Bears88, should I get the Tipman or wait for the Falcon AR1? If Anthony was here. Tipman.
Record scratch. Totally wind down.
I don't know much about either one of those systems. I haven't personally used them, so I really don't have an opinion on them.
Yeah, the Tipman is, if you go back and watch any of our videos, which Matt will probably do his magic work down there. Doobly-doo and all that stuff. You can see our Honest Guy reviews. I'm not sure if the second part came out or is still in production, but you can see that we have loved and abused our Tipman. We like it. As for the Falcon AR1, we haven't seen anything about it or tested it or haven't not even touched it, so we can't really make an honest opinion about it. So maybe wait for further information and evaluate your opinion when it comes out.
Yes, please hold. All operators are currently busy.
Dial 1-900 operator.
Yes, please.
All right.
Next.
Jacob Diego. Hi Skype, love the vids. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks for watching. We
They're awesome.
we really appreciate it.
I'm a fan.
And if you're a fan big enough, you can sometimes get on the show.
Wow, that's fancy. All you have to do is fly down here and meet these guys, shake their hands. Daniel Herr, for the last question, the Shellback Banshee is a good platform fitting the budget. Yes, actually, there's a couple guys that I run with in Utah that swear by them. Wonderbread, I'm talking about you. He absolutely loves it. He likes how it sits on his body. A lot of the other chest rigs can sometimes squeeze around the neck, and that can get real uncomfortable, especially if you got weight. So, yes, it's great for the budget. I highly recommend it. What are your thoughts about the Banshee?
Great little platform. The price has crept up on them over the years, but you can still find them all over the place. Really well made. Like you said, the weight distribution can kind of get a little funky, but I suppose with some tie downs or just how you set up your rig, you can always balance it. You can find a way to make anything work.
Yep.
So don't be shy of them. Definitely, if it's an option for you, go with it. It's a good plate carrier.
Yeah, it's a great plate carrier. That's, yep.
Can't beat that. Kansas Koala asks, what type of internal upgrades on a VFC 416 should be made to run reliable on semi? Also, what MOSFET do you recommend aside from the BTC MOSFETs? Well, in terms of AEGs, I am pretty well known as the VFC snob. I think, honestly, if you really gearbox pretty stock, you're not really going to run into any issues as long as you maybe run a LiPo battery, wire to Deans, get a nice barrel set up in there, And that's really all you really need to do for those gearboxes. What do you think?
I hear a lot of questions like that. It's like, what do I need to like internally upgrade my gun to make it perform better? Well, what are you trying to accomplish? That's your first question that you should ask. Is there some reason why you need to upgrade it? Are you trying to go like 450 FPS with your gun, and you're like, okay, well, some of the parts aren't going to hold up in the rifle, and that's the question. It's like, what are you trying to do with the gun? And if you're going 400 FPS or below, then there really isn't a need to do much.
Most of those gearboxes come out of the factory shooting about 390 anyways.
There you go. It's if you're maybe looking for a little faster trigger response in there, the BTCs are great, but almost impossible to get. That's the hardest thing about them. I mean, there's a lot of other options. Look around for a MOSFET. You'll get a little faster trigger response by doing that. But ultimately, leave it stock until it breaks.
Yeah, don't
worry about repair.
So
that's I guess that's the real question: is what are you trying to upgrade to? Are you want 500 FPS? We're in Utah. We're shooting some guns 600 FPS. Yeah, we need to upgrade the guns. They're just not going to do that stuff.
But also, whenever you start changing around things, like these gearboxes are formulated to work a certain way, like you are going to increase the stress on the gearbox. So your chance of breakage goes up exponentially as you make changes.
Prepare for failure.
Yep, especially in an AEG. They don't last forever, unfortunately.
No, they do not. They do not.
Tokyo Marui. So, you want to take the last one?
I will take the last one here.
Get a good one.
We got a good one.
Oh, we got a good one.
Wizzy Boys 101. So you guys answered my question about adding a flashlight. If my gun has no rails, thank you for that. Duct tape.
Electrical tape, any kind of tape.
Yep, but I also want to know if I can bring my gun down to amped and have you guys add a rail on for me and what it would cost. Keep up the good work. Love the vids. I hope to see you guys at the Battlegrounds sometime. Well, I hope to see you just in general out in the field somewhere.
Yes, Tom came to meet and play, and he likes to shoot.
I like to shoot people or be shot by people. I don't care which, as long as we're having fun playing airsoft. That's very important to me. Is that you have to have fun with the sport.
Exactly.
I came down here to meet these guys and make new friends.
Exactly.
And that's what airsoft is really about. It's not about being, cool. We got cool toys and all that, but really, if you want to if you really want to get down to it, it's about meeting new people and developing friendships with them, and then having fun playing the sport. Because that's why we're into this. If it wasn't fun, then nobody would play.
Yeah, so why are you playing?
Yeah.
But as for the question, cost of a rail, pretty much whatever you're going to be around, most rails are going to be 100 plus. Very few are under that budget. Kind of whatever your flavor is, our sales staff upstairs would be more than happy to help you find what you're looking for. We carry a pretty big selection. Typically, we can put it on for you on the spot. So, other than that, I mean...
Yeah, that's a pretty basic tech job. Come in.
We can show you how to do it.
Knock it out. Even show you how to do it. There's lots of videos on YouTube. Do a search in Google. That's always good.
The finer points of it, we can help you learn. So that's about
if you're just lazy or you just want somebody to do it for you, that's always good. It's always nice to have a local shop that can do those custom things for you that you want done. And he's about right. Price point on a rail is $100. I think that's what this one is. This one.
Nice.
This one doesn't have any rails on there. You can add them on extra, but whatever your flavor is, there's lots of ice cream in the cabinet, so to speak.
Yes, just open up and put your finger in and get a flavor.
Yep, try them out. Come take a look at them. Put your fingers on
Bring
them.
it down. Bring it down. We'll talk. We'll see what you like. If not, we'll find something.
Yeah.
So, Tom actually came here. We're gonna do our little outro thing. Tom swung down and hand assembled his next SMP for his team, which is team
The Boogeymen.
The Boogeymen.
We're a small group of friends first, built on a team, and not the other way around. We didn't build a team and then become friends. We were friends first, and then we decided to have a team. I came down, built a new gun. We're gonna run this at Operation Copperhead, and we'll see you down there next weekend, April 11th and 12th. And I'll either be running with this gun, or one of the other guys will be running with this gun. And that's basically it. It's ready to go kill some UFS.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
he's rustling the jimmies out there, getting the lines drawn in the sand.
Well, did you guys hear that Elite Force is giving away an HK416 if you
Did
kill
you
a
guys hear
combat
that?
controller?
What?
Yes. So not only if you kill a combat controller and you take a limited edition patch off of one of the combat controllers, you get that, but they also put you in a drawing for an HK416. So they're only going to have like 8 patches available during the whole op, so you have a good chance of winning a gun there as well.
That's some pretty good chances. So for all you guys who own a Copperhead, that's some prime intel if you haven't been paying attention. So
Yeah, follow Elite Force. They're a great bunch of guys. Love Vince. Love Cliff.
Follow him on the
follow
on the
this
Instagram.
guy. Follow ampedairsoft down in the doobly doo.
Follow Amped, and yeah, let's go BB Warzone.
You know what? Let's go BB Warzone.
Let's go BB Warzone right now.
Yes,
So
we're gonna go BB Warzone right now. You go find your friends. Go have
Cool.
fun with Airsoft. Let's go BB Wars together. You can find me next weekend in the lovely wilds of Arizona, or come to Utah. We've got a big operation there as well. June 5th, the 6th, and 7th. Rhodesian Revolt. We're going to be there, putting on all the bells and whistles in there. So if you're looking
it
for a
sounds
little more,
awesome. Look it up. Look it up. We might be going too.
please, I hope they do come. I know it's a long drive.
I hope we come too. So we'll figure it out. Like I said, we're gonna go BB Warzone, and we're gonna cut back to the show. So take it away, guys. See ya.
All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna try to run through this like massive stack in the 5-minute frenzy. We're gonna do it right now. Okay. Joseph McLaughlin, I just bought my Evo Saturday. Can't wait for it to get here. I'm glad. I like it. I just haven't got a chance to run it very well. Looks cool though. Jack24, what hop can or should I use because Pro Wins are really rare in Germany? Can I use the metal hop up unit from the Bolt? Maybe, I don't know, but you can order it from us and we'll ship them there. So, we ship international. As long as it's not anything that violates your local laws. Sirius 9576. Hey Amp, great videos, and my question is, I have a Crytek CRB and I want to put my flashlight and grip on it. What is the best keymod rail to put on it? I want to get the Crytek keymod rail, but it's really worth it. Yeah, because the Emerson ones are kind of janky, and in all honesty, the Crytek CRB rail system and the SPR, all the rail systems are machined to mil-spec, so you're going to want to get a mil-spec keymod rail segment. So you might as well either get a real steel one from a real steel company or get the Crytek one. Unstable Gaming, how can I go about getting an AEG to outperform a Polar Star and S&P? Skill, money, time, patience. Money for parts. Parts are expensive. Jen Schob... Oh, you're so from Sweden. I can't pronunciate your name, man.
Schoblem.
That's an umlaut. I don't even know what does an umlaut even sound like. Hey, Amp, greetings from Sweden. First of all, I love your vids. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Sorry, I'm butchering everything about your name.
Yeah, you are.
I've just bought a Tippmann M4 and wonder what inner barrel and hop-up bucking you would recommend for it to increase range. Type 4 barrel is what we prefer here in the shop after all of the stuff we've done. Other guys have done some other mods to get other barrels work, but we like Type 4 barrels, so Promis, just basically anything that's like a 604 or tighter. And then Promi purples, the G&G green buckings work really well too. Those are the ones I like. We run a Sistema 604 and a green bucking in ours, and it runs like a tank. So.
Yeah.
Albert Gomez, Dear Amped Airsoft, if I could get 2 3,000 PSI tanks for around the price of a good 4,500 PSI, what do you recommend? 2 3,000 PSI tanks or 1 4,500 PSI tank? That's up to what you want to carry, personally.
Twice the weight or 3/4 of the air.
I mean, that's
not exact math.
So I mean, it depends on what you want to carry. I'd get one bigger tank personally, but that'd just be me.
Get a 90.
Cole McGuane, what's a good airsoft rocket launcher? They don't really make any unless you home build one, so I mean that kind of sucks.
Custom.
You have to custom build one. Fart airsofting. Looks like we have some competition. Oh, there's farts.
Another one.
There's plural farts. Loops Rainforest. Wow, people in New York can't read. Oh, Tony Baloney was spilling spaghetti.
Mamma mia.
Oh. Awesome Noob 26. Dear Amped, add more hit markers, please. Hashtag creamfilled banana. Hashtag hit markers are the shit. Hashtag amped.
All right, baby.
My arsehole. Hashtag cream-filled cack.
I'll hit mark that for you. You gotta do awesome things for me to hit mark.
Jack24 again. What do you think of a Mad Bull Type 4 barrel? Because Orgas or Parami barrels are really rare and quite expensive. Once again, since you're from Germany, you can order from us and we'll ship them there. But the Mad Bull barrels are okay, but the thing is they're coated, so eventually you're going to wear through the coating and performance is going to drop. So, I mean, they're not bad for what they are, though, and most people will never actually wear through them. So, I mean, that's what it is. But they're aluminum, so they are a little bit more flexible. Tyler Magyar. Oh, poor man. I'm so bad at that. What is your opinion on Emerson Tactical Gear? Is it a good comp to more expensive brands? It's hit or miss. It depends because it's from China, so it just kind of depends on what you get. I've seen some of their plate carriers are kind of okay. I've seen their tactical sets blow apart, like their Cry Mod type stuff. And
helmets weren't bad.
Helmets aren't bad. Helmets aren't bad. Jack 24 again. Man, he's just on a roll. Hey Amp, have you got sometimes some issues with your line from your SMP or P-Star to get caught on some branches or door or something like this? Every once in a while, but since we make our own lines and they're really flexible, they tend not to hang or stick out or anything like that. And I run mine over the shoulder, so it doesn't get caught on stuff anymore.
Yep.
Do you even operate Anthony? If I send in a package, will you open it on the show? May have cookies and other goodies.
That's dangerous.
I will not open anything. I'm afraid of what might be in the box. If you send me something that's nice, I'll open it on the show as long as I pre-inspect it before.
Can we X-ray it?
Yeah. Corey Frazier, first! We got our first comment.
That was supposed to be at the beginning of that.
Bierce88, damn it, you see this is what happens when you read replies from videos that are 3 weeks old and they don't make sense. Hey man, like I said, unprofessional. That's just how we roll. Tyler Miller, Gustav Solon did the drum mag. Okay, I don't know. Michael Anthony Florentino, what are your thoughts on Senate Bill 199 being in action in 2016? Once again, I've said this before, there's nothing I can do about it because I don't live in California, so like I can't do anything about it. So
there it is.
I got one more in my hand.
In your hand.
Might as well do it. This is another one from Jack, actually. Hey, Anthony, can you say something in German like Ich bin ein Operator? I can say nothing in German because
You just did.
I read what he wrote. I don't know German.
Da Peeps Gaming. Hey, Amp, I have a question. What do you... Well, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, don't be an
The asshole
asshole.
snuck out a bit.
I got a question. I'm an asshole.
What do you think about internally regulated Polar Star Wolverine SMPs? I would like to do this with my SMP. I don't know where to get one. Please tell me your thoughts and if you know where I can get one.
So dual regulation. So like one built into the gun and then one built into the
I haven't
he's
seen
talking-
fusion engine.
I haven't seen an SMP done.
Is it that, or is he talking about just having a regular
Direct.
hidden in the gun somewhere?
I think he wants just an inline, but in the gun.
Oh.
I don't know if that would.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I know that Adobe is a guy who does custom Polar Star and SMP builds and stuff, and he's come up with all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
We try to stick to more financially viable, like
Just tried and
one
true things.
stuff. Yeah,
One thing I'd say is if you're talking about the regulator being in the gun rather than on your back, I'd worry about what kind of line you'd have to run to handle the tank pressure then.
yeah.
But if you're talking about dual
Yeah, I
regulation,
think he's dual, because then he just wants to lower it even more. Oh, it's like you're hunting him out.
Man, me and Jack today. Me and Jack 24, we're battle booze. Hey, Amped, I want my Polar Star. I went to Polar Star my 416. I know it's so mainstream to Polar Star the 416, but I have put 2 gearboxes in this gun and it won't work. I even brought it to a tech and he had no idea what's wrong with the gearbox. So now I decide I want to have a Polar Star system and not any more freaking lemon guns. So my question is, how do I have to set up my regulator and tank for which joules I need? Which PSI I'm really confused. Can I just throw the Polar Star in my VFC 416 or do I have to make some custom work? So I hope you can help me. Keep up the great work. In regards from Germany. That's how I knew he was from Germany before, because I read this question the other day. The thing is that first of all you have to look up what's your local laws regarding your gun and what FPS you're allowed to run at. And then what I would do is I would go through and pick your barrel, and then that's going to determine your it's going to determine your poppet and your nozzle, and then try to keep it within your range for your country. And then the thing is once your gun's all put together, a common misconception, the FCU really doesn't control your FPS of your gun. It's your regulator from your tank. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to build your whole gun, put all the parts in it, and then basically you're going to have to take it somewhere where they have a chrono, and you're going to have to test fire it.
Mm-hmm.
And just be aware that your operating pressure for a Polar Star is between 40 and 120 PSI. 40 usually being the minimum. Some people get them to work lower, but it depends on the generation and what solenoids they have and stuff like that. But it takes a minimum usually, for most Gen 3 Polar Stars, it takes a minimum of 40 PSI to get the nozzle to cycle. So generally it's 40 PSI is the low. But yeah, you just have to take it out, test fire it after you put it all together, and make sure you're croning where you're going.
Assuming he has a VFC.
If you have it should just drop
right
in. Yeah, an install's going to be really easy. Like, if you ever taken a gearbox out and put it back in, it's going to be the exact same thing. Like, you're just going to take the gearbox out, you're going to put the fusion engine in, you're going to put it all back together. Easy peasy.
And we should actually have an updated V2 install coming out pretty soon here, so you can check that out too if you want.
People didn't like the orangutan pounding on the guns.
Oh, you stupid elf!
Power!
He fixes everything with a hammer. I should have put Top Gear quotes over that one.
Spartan Airsoft. Hi, Amped. I am from
Minnesota,
and I have a 416 in the winter and a 416, and my 416 shoots really slow, like 230. My field god is 400.
Smote thee!
So what should I do? But then when it's warm, it's better. What do you think is wrong? Thanks.
When it's cold, it's hard for your hop up to hop BBs and stuff, and it slows down your velocity by a lot because it's harder, because it's cold, because it's hard. That could be it. If your gun,
you said it's a Polar Star, right?
No,
You just
said it's a 416.
Doesn't specify. Yeah.
416 and shoots really slow.
Or if you mean rate of fire, it's obviously just because it's cold, your battery,
I
motor,
think he means
everything are
FPS.
cold. Okay.
That's what he's talking about. His field god, maybe his goal or maybe his limit is 400. I think that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I would suggest getting a hold of a M100 or M120 spring, and if you know how to do tech work, put that in there. If not, take it to a local shop that's close to you that can do it.
What is it? Because he said it's better when it's warm. If it's still under 400 when it's warm, then you could afford to put a little bit heavier spring in it.
Yeah, if it's like that when it's warm. If not, I mean, just as long as it shoots good, doesn't matter what FPS it shoots. Like, I have a lot of my fusion engines and SMPs and all that crap. They're all shooting at like sub 330 FPS, and they still shoot 250 feet.
And I also know.
So it doesn't matter.
I've recently been seeing a lot of people that strap hand warmers to their guns, either in between games or.
Just to try.
It was a really cold winter this year.
Yeah.
Unusually cold. Was I supposed to start a timer?
No.
Okay.
I got mine going.
Because I didn't. Because I didn't do it.
Sirius 9576. Hey Anthony, what part of Ohio are you from? Because I'm from Cleveland. You should come by CIA and come play with us. Be awesome. Keep up the vids.
Every once in a while we do roll up there. Originally I was from Tuscarawas County, which is south of Canton. I lived in Canton for a long time, and I also went to school in Kent. This dude over here...
Nobody cares that I'm from Ohio.
This dude over here lived near Toledo. What was the town you're from?
Fremont by
Fremont.
Bowling Green.
Oh, the poo smell town.
No.
It did smell like poo both times I was there.
We have a Heinz ketchup factory there, thank you.
That doesn't mean it didn't smell like poo.
It's about the only thing going for us. What's his name? The one football player came from my high school.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't care.
But he's from Ohio, too. Actually, so, like, Evan's from Ohio, Alicia's from Ohio, I'm from Ohio, Matt's from Ohio.
Are you from Ohio?
Single team
No,
Matt.
I'm from South Central PA. Actually.
Single
South Central.
Yeah. South Central Compton, PA. Single team Matt used to live in Ohio. John, who now works at G&G, he was born in Ohio. Paul used to live in Ohio. A lot of the staff here actually comes from Ohio, or they're connected some way to Ohio.
Close to the border.
Yeah, we're only like an hour and a half from the border of Ohio, so it's only 3 hours from Cleveland. But yeah, we go to CIA every once in a while. I mean, it just depends on what time of the year it is and what we're doing.
Whenever I go back home, a lot of my guys, the stat,
yeah, you might know them.
The big giant back patch. A bunch of them go there on the weekends just for pickup games. We just. Especially starting like next weekend, we're gonna have nat ops almost every weekend, and then it'll wear you down fast. So we don't hit up as many local things during the summer.
Yeah, during the summer because we go to so many nat ops and stuff. Like, not to sound like a douchebag, but I'm airsoft out sometimes. Like,
yeah, we're just on the road so often. You gotta. Suffice to some people to not believe. Some of us do have lady friends.
I
gotta keep
The
Take care of
CFO
them.
allowed me to have a purchase.
Mine doesn't know about mine yet.
That's because she's not in charge of your finances yet.
She
You
needs
wait.
to be.
I
I
found-
need.
I found the book.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
You've got 4 minutes.
We'll stretch it. This is from
That might do it.
This is from Christopher Drusen. I read this question earlier and I loved it, so I'm glad I found it.
This is
there.
ridiculous.
I actually kind of was looking for it, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. So he literally starts off. He goes, "So here my book starts.
Strap in, Biggs.
Strap in.
Strap
We're,
in.
we're going for a ride. All
Get
right."
comfortable.
And then he leads off. He goes, "Sorry for bad grammar and shit. Don't hate. I'm Danish. I'm not gonna hate. I mean, haters are gonna hate.
Don't hate. Google
Haters are gonna
Translate.
hate.
No?
At least humor translates.
I speak Viking. Mario would approve. First, less than 3-year show and you guys. The little heart symbol.
Guys,
Guys, keep making good, funny, and honest content. I learned a lot and I didn't know before. Now, when that bro no homo thing is down and over, let's get down to the questions. All right. So, number 1. My good friend and I were talking about going on a road trip to Marca next year. Not the typical type, but to go to all the fields, go hiking and river rafting and all that adventure shit. Both of us are single. You'll
Good
slay
to
some chicks, dude. I'm telling you. Chicks love foreigners. I'm sorry, they just love them. Especially if you can speak like decent English. Oh, dude, you win. You'll win.
American girls are easy. What?
Let's see here. Where we're at. Part of the Danish. You're both part. Yeah, you're in the military and you're foreign, dude. Yeah, you're gonna get laid. And me being out of the army but trying to get back in again. We're in middle 20s, have no kids that we know of. Good job.
There's always a possibility.
There's always a possibility. Was just wondering what the usual fee is at most fields for milsim and tactifrees like open plays and stuff and operator things cost. So most open plays and stuff cost around $20. Most ops cost about $20. So there's that. Number 2, what months are the best to go there? Both for ops and adventure stuff. Anywhere between May and August. Because that's also when everybody's not in school, so college age girls are out on the prowl. And responsibilities are low.
Is there an airsoft question in here?
I'm getting there. Both for ops and adventure stuff. Living in Denmark, the windows for other than cold weather are tiny dicks water. I like 80% of the time. How different are the rules for guns in the States? Usually most places go 400 FPS is their field limit for full auto.
Indoor 350.
Indoor 350, so that's really about all you can do, really. Orange tips are only for when you buy guns.
Occasionally some people.
Some high,
flashes
but if he's
about it.
asking for like just general fields and
Yeah.
stuff to go to, he's probably not going to make it to a national op. So like, you should be fine there. The orange
I
tips,
love this.
cream
I love-
bananas. Parentheses. Took me fucking 20 or something videos to find out what the hell that was. Thanks. You're welcome, ATF.
It worked.
In Denmark, they are terrified of anything that closely looks like a gun. Hence the strict gun laws. Always cover them up, gun bags, limited amount of aftermarket real steel stuff. I would agree. We tend to, like, a lot of people are pretty worried around guns and stuff, so we try to
Well, it's a good thing to just
good
practice.
thing to just practice.
You know, keep it covered, out of sight, out of mind.
Question 4 is question marks, and then question 5 is a statement. Profit. So I agree, profit. Hashtag to Valhalla, hashtag Danish operator, hashtag Titman or SMP, hashtag
There you go.
hard to find rails for Titman in Denmark, and I don't like plastic, but I like true spec. Like, that is a huge hashtag. How many characters are in that? That would go over your Twitter hashtag limit.
I love him.
This was awesome, by the way. I
Yes.
love this. Yeah, so
He's gonna fly in with guns.
this guy. Let's go through it. Road trip to America, dude. America's awesome. We got some sweet stuff here.
Just stop in Ginsburg.
Stop in Ginsburg with us.
I'll take you to a burger place and then, yeah, that's about it.
Hiking, river rafting, adventure
Sports.
shit. I'm gonna be real honest with you. As fun as Airsoft is, there is so much to do in America that's outdoorsy. You'll probably go to you should probably hit up like a lot of national parks and like go see some awesome stuff. But the amount of adventure type stuff, because America's not the biggest country in the world, but we're still fairly large. Like
Packed a lot in.
there's a lot of different climates and really cool places to go. Like
Don't touch tips, Biggs. There you go.
don't nuzzle tips. Docking, no. We don't dock here on the gun wall. Gun wall doesn't. We don't dock anymore.
Sometimes we do.
Sometimes we do.
These guys are getting pretty close.
They're nuzzling. Well, that's nuts to butts.
Yeah, exactly. They're getting close.
They're getting close. But yeah, there's plenty of outdoor adventure stuff to do. I don't even think you need to go airsofting, to be honest with you. There's so much cool stuff to do in America.
That's one thing I am curious about. How different how fields and laws and everything are.
I would like to go to other countries.
I'd like
the easiest one would be to go to
vice versa.
Canada because we could just drive to Canada.
But we don't have see-through guns.
I don't think you have to have see-through guns. I don't think you have to.
Need transparent toy guns.
I don't think you do.
The laws in the States, the orange tip, like you said, it's for sale.
It's for sale and shipping.
And public display. At least that is in PA. And I think it's pretty much the same all around.
It could get snarky.
Bananas?
Bananas are because of the ATF. We can't call them what they are.
Hey, no, he figured it out.
He figured it out, so we don't...
And cream-filled bananas, that's for sale. Personal own is fine.
It's whatever you want to do.
Yeah. The big thing you want to look up is...
As long as it doesn't work on a real firearm.
Right. Big thing you want to probably look up is how you're transporting it. Probably like a
gun bag.
And a lock.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're shipping your stuff from...
Yeah.
If you're Danish, yeah. If you're shipping your stuff from where... Europe,
you'd almost be better just coming and doing a rental or...
Yeah, I would. If you're going to go play Airsoft, I would just
Yeah.
bring a bag with just your gear in it and no mags or anything. Just whatever you wanted to wear and some pants and some shirts. And then go to fields and rent. Or get cool with people and see if they'll let you borrow them. Because in all honesty, shipping your stuff is expensive. It's so expensive, especially overseas.
Oh, I just saw a really good article, too, on, Jonna Reeves. She's the national... shooter. She has three guns. She had a really good story on how the airport busted her Pelican case. I gotta see if I can find it. They smashed the corner of her rifle case in. So she did this really, really in-depth write-up on what to do for all this stuff. A really good one, especially if you transport really expensive stuff. Put a GPS tracker inside, and then those shake things. She said, don't put them on the outside. The TSA and the airport workers like to play football with those and see how quickly they can break the thing.
See how high they can get the G counters.
The stress thing.
What months should you go there? If you're gonna go do outdoorsy stuff, anywhere from May. Most areas in the United States would be good from May to August because that's when it's gonna be the warmest.
Texas is America or Florida. That's warm 9 months out of the year.
Yeah. It's so cold. It's 54 degrees.
We're running around in underwear.
I'm walking. I'm fucking just balls naked. It's fucking great here. Oh yeah, and since you're in your 20s, go to those months too because that's when all the college girls are out of school.
Spring break.
You said you're single and that you don't have kids that you know of, so that'd be a good time. Different rules for guns. Like I said, 400 FPS is the big field rule usually. 350 indoors. I think that's all of it. Oh, and then he has a hashtag for Tippmann or SMP. Just depends. I like the Tippmann a lot, actually. You're gonna get one. I'm thinking of getting one. I just want to see what all the new products come out within the next 6 months are.
With that and the other long hashtag you had, doesn't like plastic, but likes inspect rails for the Tippmann. If you find something in the States, as long as it's not
illegal for your country, yeah, you could buy stuff here. You know what you could do is you could buy stuff here, bring an empty bag, check it in the luggage. As long as it's not illegal for you to own there, you could buy a bunch of stuff here and then scalp it in Denmark and charge all of your friends exorbitant prices.
I thought you were gonna say something nice
no,
bring
niceness,
stuff back for yourself. No, rip your friends off.
No, rip your friends off.
Just research your own laws.
Research your laws.
Cover your own butt.
But yeah, I would assume most just the rails we carry because the Tippmann is very versatile in what you can.
The
slap
Tippmann
on
takes
it.
just
about
any
anything.
rail. Yeah.
I haven't found anything that the worst we've gotten is you won't get perfect alignment with the upper.
Oh yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's a little
even
bit.
That's not the end. Whatever.
In all honesty, if you're worried about
2 millimeters.
Not even. It's half of 1 millimeter.
A fingernail catch.
If you're worried about that, you're
doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Wolverine, Tippmann or SMP. I like them both. Just depends on what you like. Really, if you want to be quiet, SMP. If you want to have a hilariously good time but not shoot quite as far, go with the Tippmann because it's hilarious.
It's fun to blast people with it.
Especially indoors, kids just call themselves out. Even if they don't get shot, and they just are like, oh, it's so loud. And they just run from it. That's funny.
Yeah.
We might as well get one more in, Biggs.
Still one more round.
Okay.
I think we got time.
because we love Richie, but we were unproductive.
Trying to catch up.
We're trying to catch up.
We're getting there.
All right.
We're getting back.
Waffleman Media.
It's been a minute.
Oh.
What are your opinions on Battlegrounds versus Steel City?
Oh, drama. No.
Burn that question.
No drama. Don't ask questions about drama. Yeah, you finish it reading it, and then I'll just
Yeah,
make fun of it some more.
Last time I was at Steel City, the girl cheated so hard and the refs did nothing about it. I did tell them. Almost every time I'm at Battlegrounds, there is a bang issue, though. I hate the bang rule. So.
All right.
Okay,
so let's start with you. What do you like? And this is gonna be. Actually, let's just do this. Like, we'll just skip this because this is what's gonna happen. No matter what we say, whether we pick one or we pick the other, people are gonna get butthurt on one side or people are gonna get butthurt on the other. So let's just do this. We go to both. Mm-hmm. I only go to the one that everyone else says they want to go to. I don't have a favorite. So, like, if my friends who are in town say they want to go to one, we'll go to that one. Mm-hmm. If there's people who say are in town and they want to go to the other one, we'll go to the other one. I don't have a favorite. One, there's that. Two, I refuse to get in the middle of any kind of drama or any kind of bickering back and forth because here's what happens.
Unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. This is what happens. Like, this happened the last time there was another field that used to be in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. What happened was the
Great divide.
There was a great huge divide because the people who went to one didn't like people who went to the other. And then the people started drama, and then the businesses got pulled into it, and then it just snowballed and got out of hand. So, like me, I'm not taking a stand on pro one or pro the other, personally, because I don't want to deal with any.
As with everything, they both each have their own ups and downs, especially when you compare them to one another.
It's good to have multiple fields because they're both different.
That's one thing you guys. Community. Sorry, Mix, go ahead.
I haven't had a chance to go to Battlegrounds. I like how it looks. I, too, have issues with bang rules, but if it plays well at the field, then there shouldn't be an issue. But
I mean, to be honest, like the previous question, the dudes wants to fly to America to come play at games. Like, be thankful you have options in one city. Like, you have at least 2 fields, or there's TRP technically. You get, if you want to drive a little ways, you have Mercer. I mean, you guys have options. Some places, like, what was it, Idaho? They have
Iowa.
One field.
That poor kid from Iowa who asked this question,
field.
he has one field in the state.
Yeah.
In the whole state. He has one field. Like, I mean...
Up to 4 in this half of the state.
Yeah, just in this little, 100-mile jog, there's 4. Like, that's huge. That's huge. Like, in Ohio, you'd have to drive at least, no matter... If I lived in Canton, Ohio, up until, a year or two ago, a bunch of fields started showing up around where I grew up. But before that... You used to have to drive at least 2 hours to go to play anywhere. Like, you just had to drive. Sometimes 3 to 4. Like, it's just what it is. Like, and there was no CQB places when I started. CIA opened up a couple years ago, probably 3 years ago.
Something like that,
3, almost 4 maybe. Like, that's a big deal. Like, just don't let communities tear each other apart. Like, just don't. That's the big thing. PSA to our audience. Don't start fights because you like one over the other one. Just appreciate someone else's opinion and don't start shit.
Yep.
Then everyone will be happy.
Yeah, and as always, find out for yourself.
Yeah, go play.
If you haven't been to one field, but
then we're not saying that about Waffleman because he said he did go to both. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, but again, like if you've only been to one field or something like that, go try that one out.
And if you had friends
together,
and if you had a bad experience, get a group of friends together and go back to it with an open mind.
Right. Yeah, give it a few months, try again.
Be mature if you do have problems. Settle things like an adult. Don't be a child.
Yeah, don't scream at each other.
Don't scream at each other and don't yell at people. Don't pick fights. Don't yell at other people because you think you shot them. It's just a game. It's just BB Wars. Just have fun. Just have fun.
Jacob Last. Dear Amped, would you suggest using CO2 with the Tippmann M4 since high pressure air is not readily available, or should I skip it and buy a Crytek SPR? # first world problems. Thanks, keep up the good work.
That's a great hashtag. That's the perfect hashtag for every airsoft problem.
It really is.
First world problem. I'm worrying about BB Wars. I'm not struggling for food. You can run CO2 in the Tippmann, actually. Yeah. It runs just fine in it. But it's a dirty gas. You're going to have to lubricate it and clean it more.
If it's readily available for you, then that's
yeah, you can run that. No problem.
Yeah, you can buy those big packs of the CO2 cartridges at Walmart. You just
run it in mags and buy all their mags. Or you can run it in a remote and run this remote CO2 tank just like an
It's so heinous looking one of those on, too. Just tank right there.
No, well, they have a tank adapter for the pistol grips. You can run a tank
that's
right there.
what I'm thinking of.
Or you can run just like an HPA tank. You can run, just takes the same high pressure line. I think.
Yeah.
And then you just screw a CO2 tank into it and run that into the gun. That'll work just fine too. Works just fine.
That or
not as well in the cold though.
I would,
especially with the
depending
mags.
on
Especially the mags.
Depending on what type of field stuff. If you're doing CQB, SPR may be a pinch hot, but for 370.
They shoot around 360
no,
to
how
370.
Price range.
Oh, same price too. It's the FPS and the price range are pretty much identical. It's like 360 to 370.
If you just want something that works out of the box and is a great AEG, go that way.
I know a bunch of dudes who own Crytek SPRs and have done no work to them, and they shoot like dreams and they love them.
Yeah. Not even a hop-up bucking, just out of the box.
I'd say that's probably my favorite stock M4 gun right now. If I were to just say, if I had $400 in my hand right now, and they said, buy a gun. You don't have to worry about mags or anything like that, but buy a gun with this $400, and this is what you have to run all year. You're not allowed to put anything else into it. You just have to buy the gun and then just run it. Yeah. I would take a Crytek.
As an M4,
especially an SPR. I would take an SPR just so that I would get that outdoor little boost with the longer barrel, kind of pull your groupings in a little tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Blaze.
Put her back.
Put her back. We're not allowed to talk about that one.
This stuff doesn't really exist.
It doesn't exist yet. Team Badger Airsoft, Amped Airsoft. This was my first video I watched, and you have my respect with the answers you gave, especially the Polar Star and parent questions. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
That does mean a lot.
That actually means a lot to us. Sometimes we get really good questions that we give heartfelt, important answers to, and sometimes we get banana pants questions. So it just kind of depends. It just kind of depends. But I appreciate it. Thanks for the kind words. That makes me feel good. It makes me feel like we're doing this and people are actually paying attention. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel good? Mm-hmm. Well, you're not in them as much, but it makes me and you.
You should feel bad. Air rigs aren't being made right now.
That's true.
Do you have your minions over there?
Your minions are.
Mario's over there.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I just finished up Tuesday, so I'm only 2 days behind.
It's Thursday, Vince.
I just started an airsoft team with my two sons, 14 and 12, Dad of the Year award, and a couple of their friends so we could spend quality man time together. Awesome vid. This dude is a sweet dude. You're a sweet dude, Team Badger Airsoft.
I just cut in when he said man time.
Team Badger Airsoft. Yeah, man, you're Dad of the Year. Congratulations, sir.
Sweet.
You got my vote.
You got the last one, Biggs.
That's how you do it.
I tried to get my dad to play once, and he was like, why would I want to get shot?
My dad just wants to wear a ghillie suit and sit in the woods and murder kids. That's what he wanted to do. He's like, is it okay if I sit in the woods and just shoot at someone every once in a while? I'm like, it's BB Wars, Dad. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. He's like,
really can do whatever.
He literally goes like this. He goes, someday. That's all. That was all he said. He just walked out of it. I was like, okay.
Jeffrey Williamson. I have a P-Star and I have a 280 millimeter 603 barrel, red nozzle, and only getting 320 FPS. My friend has basically the same setup and is getting 380 FPS. This seems very low to me, and I don't know what is wrong. Please help me. Hashtag Anthony can operate.
Aww,
there
thank
you
you.
Spelled correctly.
And it's spelled correctly. Bonus points. You
the
probably
ego is easy to stroke.
Because it routinely runs at -4, so any little positive influx will make me feel better. Probably what you have is you have an air seal problem. Your hop up and your fusion engine are not mating together correctly.
I mean, yeah, are they verbatim identical setups?
Might be a lineup.
It might be. So what would cause air seal problems in a Polar Star? Alignment, hop up spacing from your body, tilt alignment back and forth like this, left and right alignment like this.
Did you guys install them the same exact way?
Did you have it installed from someone else, I guess is a good question. Yeah. You might have bucking problems. Your bucking lips might be too long and they might be catching your BBs and slowing them down. Thinking, what else could cause that? You might need to service your air rig. You might need to...
We might be coming out with a kit for that soon.
Yeah, we're going to be coming out with, for SLPs especially, air rig rebuild kits so that kids can fix their... People can... Sorry, kids, that was rude. But people can fix their stuff.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, 320 FPS is very low for a 603 barrel. If you have a red nozzle and an appropriate poppet and a tight bore barrel, you should be getting up to, with 120 PSI, you should be getting up to 420.
He didn't say what PSI.
Yeah, I was going to say, were you guys running him at the exact same PSI?
I would assume so. I would assume that if he asked that question, and his friend has one, I'm sure he has enough, at least basic knowledge to do that.
It's got to be an alignment thing.
I would
throw you off pretty hard.
So here's what I would do if I were you, especially if it's in an M4 and it's easy to take apart. What I would do is I would take everything apart, take the gun down to its component pieces, and then install the engine this way: body pin, flora pin, pistol grip, stock. Install it in that order. Then for your hop up, if you put all your gun back together and your hop up has wiggle room back and forth in front of your fusion engine, that's a no-go. So what you're going to need to do is probably find something that'll push your hop up and firmly seat it against your Polar Star. We sell O-ring kits for that. That's what all of us use for our guns, and that works flawlessly. Like, I don't have any issues with that.
And you get a lot more adjustment leeway too on it. It helps.
A little bit of give.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot. Just locks
so
everything.
Sturdier.
So much sturdier.
Also, look down your barrel and check your.
Yeah, and also with no pressure and no battery in the gun, please. I don't want to have any videos about, oh, Anthony told me to shoot my eye out. Like, but take a bright flashlight and look down the barrel of your gun and make sure that it looks like a bullseye, basically. Because you're going to have a circle and then your nozzle and then the hole. So it's going to look like a bullseye. Make sure everything's in the center. Because if it's off at all, it's going to cause feeding issues and alignment issues.
And if you run it too long, you could start chewing up your bucking or
chewing up your hop up.
Chew your hop up or nozzle up too.
Seen it happen. And then the last thing is that if you're still having issues and all that stuff seems kosher, you might have a hop up problem. Like your hop up itself might be an issue. You might either be over hopping or you might have bucking lips that are too long in the back and they're causing the BBs to not leave the gun at the right velocity.
Yeah, a good way to troubleshoot that is just switch barrel assemblies with your buddy.
That would be a good one too.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Quick way to eliminate that.
See what happens.
But yeah, that would probably be the easiest thing to do. Actually, do that first.
Try that
first. Don't then do everything I said, but do that first. That's way smarter. Like
cheese bigs.
That's what I'm here for.
Cheese bigs. All right, let's clean the spaghetti mess up.
All right, the marinara has been spilt.
Yep.
The marinara has been spilt. The bodies have been piled on the floor to the Danish gods of Valhalla.
I thought you meant the song.
Oh God.
The fjords and things. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Remember, this is Ask Amped, episode 27. If you guys have questions to ask, feel free to submit them down below in the doobly-doo. Or check them on Facebook. Drop them there, too, wherever we post this video. I got my battle booze.
Matt.
Biggs.
Check us out on all our social media stuff. There's way too many for me to mention now, so I'm not even going to try it. Just go to a social media thing and type in our name. You'll probably find us.
Listed below.
I'm on Instagram.
Yeah, he probably listed. Oh, yeah, check Biggs out. He's on Instagibbs now.
I don't post a lot. I don't post a lot.
It happens.
But when he does, it's gold.
You say so.
Sunshine in a box.
Sunshine in a cage.
Anyway,
I have
so
a can in a box.
thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.